Hello, everybody. Welcome to House of Destiny's Wednesday broadcast, and to all our Israel Update viewers, welcome to you too. We're doing a combined show this week, as we've been focusing on Israel. I have Dubi joining me from Jerusalem. Dubs, shalom, welcome. Thank you for being with me today.
Shalom, shalom, Christy.
And, things are not calming down. Yes, it might not be in the news cycles as much, but things are not calming down. Before we started recording, Dubi and I were talking about a whole bunch of things that have been happening. But what I want to start by is this. A lot of people have been emailing in, asking us, Dubs, what is happening with the military? What is the process? What is going on with the ground invasion? What is happening on the different borders of Israel? So my question to you is, as somebody who was in the military, somebody who knows a lot about this kind of thing, as somebody who's with the soldiers all the time, being there with them out there as they get ready to go into battle, what is the situation on the ground from a military perspective in Israel at the moment?
Christy, thank you so much for asking, and also for our viewers to ask this question, because you understand that there is a lot of intentioned fog that is literally held mainly by Israeli intel to make sure that things are not very clear, because in the past we learned that everything was out there in the news media, in the channels, in the studios, and the enemies were studying, were learning about maneuvers and the movements of our military, and they were literally just reading between the lines, or in many cases even just watching the news channels and ambushing us where the next move is. Mm-hmm. So, and there's so many people that cannot stop and cease from hearing their voice out there in the air, and they give so much away to the enemies of Israel. So beautiful that people don't know much, but what I can tell you is that after a short time of regrouping, really rebuilding our confidence and understanding how surprised it was and what a dire situation we were at, we were able to pull our socks together as the Israeli military started to retrain, to prepare themselves. And now we're literally within the center of Gaza City. 10 days after the ground assault, Israel is surrounded, has been able to put siege around Gaza, and started to maneuver further inside towards the area that are the center and the headquarters of the Hamas. And many of them are within hospitals, underneath the hospitals, underground, and in schools and kindergartens. And I'm sure that people have been watching And that's the worst thing that these animals are doing. They're hiding behind their civilians. If anybody wants to escape from those areas, any civilians wants to escape from these areas, the Hamas themselves, they intimidate them, they threaten them, and even shooting them dead in the streets to prevent them from moving because they find shelter behind women, children, and elders from the Gazans as well. But that's what Israel is doing now. It's entering inside, is chasing them out of their little rat tunnels and just killing them. And up in the north as well, Israel is very strong and very firm, holding grounds around the borders of Israel. We have to understand that a Hezbollah in the north is maybe 100 times stronger than Hamas and can cause a bigger harm to Israel. If Hamas has 15,000 rockets and missiles, the Hezbollah supposed to have 150,000 or 200,000. There were even the head of Hezbollah was literally threatening the United States of America. He was speaking up and saying even towards the American jet fighter carriers that they have an answer for that, and their resistance is strong, and we should expect them to go inside. So Israel is very ready. We're not even using a third or maybe even a quarter of the ability and capacity and capability of our Air Force. So we have a lot of surprises waiting for them. And they're watching now from their bunkers where they're hiding like cowards what's happening in Gaza and how Gaza is being destroyed, almost like Dresden in the Second World War. And they understand that that's what Benjamin Netanyahu was just speaking a few minutes ago and telling them, if you're going to bring Lebanon into a war, Lebanon will be looking just like Gaza, if not worse. So you are going to literally doom Lebanon for an end. So that's what's happening. But there's other proxies of Iran from Shiites that are coming also from Iraq and targeting American bases and shooting American troops. I don't know if they tell you back home, but 46 American troops been injured and wounded because of the attacks of the enemies against American bases in Syria and in Iraq. And so far, it doesn't seem like America is really retaliating. I don't know, maybe they're building up the forces. Maybe, maybe they're waiting to explore, But I'm telling you, American troops on the ground are also suffering from multiple attacks by the proxies of Iran. And it's an explosive situation back there.
Yes. And thank you, Dubes, for that insight and intel. And, something that it's something that I constantly keep bringing up, because on the 7th of October, this entire horrific assault happened. And I've said it before on the show, but the fact that we're talking about Hamas and what they've done, the fact that we're saying not even the Nazis did this, not even they did this level of depravity, this level of barbarism, of horrors, untold horrors against humanity, and it's against the Jews. The fact that after this happened, unprovoked, all the different things, anti-Semitism since the 7th of October in the United States has gone up by 400%. Just Duby and I were just talking about this in Westlake. It's not far from where I am. It's 30 minutes up the highway. A man in Westlake, a 69-year-old Jewish man, was killed in a protest because he was standing there waving an Israeli flag to try and stand against some of the protesters that were protesting for the Palestinian people and against Israel. And the fact that this is happening in Los Angeles, the fact that this is happening in cities around America, the way that I'm wired, I want to run yelling through the streets, waving flags, going crazy. But I have to think about my daughter. I have to think about the wisest way that I can be. For those of you who've seen, we're in the middle of a fast and prayer time for Israel. It started on Sunday and it's ending this Saturday. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, we did send out an email. I'll attach it to the email that you would have received about today's show as well, where you can download those things. There's scriptures and prayer points, all beautifully designed, that you can download, pray with us every day, trusting God for deliverance from the situation for Israel. But the fact that we're living in a time where one of the reports that I read said it's an unthinkable level of anti-Semitism in the United States, and only 78 years ago was the Holocaust. And the fact that we're dealing with this, seeing it, I have a video that I'm going to show you. It's 30 seconds. It's really quick. I was on a hike this morning before I recorded with Doobie. We're recording on a Tuesday so that the show can go out on Wednesday. And it's a hike that I go to often. It's not very far from my one best friend's house. It's a pretty wealthy neighborhood. It's a 20-minute drive from my place. And somebody had put up a bunch of posters of the kidnapped victims that have been taken into Gaza, the Jewish victims. And I want you to watch and see the anti-Semitism that is displayed in front of us right here in LA, in an area that's supposed to be free. So watch this video now. This is my own B-roll to show you guys. I'm in Los Angeles, and these are pictures that people put up of the kidnapped Israelis. And you can see how many of them have been torn down. So right here in Los Angeles, I'm seeing anti-Semitism right in front of me. This is me on a hike, and I'm seeing this, and I'm actually in shock. All of these had pictures. This entire fence had pictures of people that were kidnapped, and all they've done is rip them down. This is anti-Semitism in Los Angeles that we can see right in front of us. It's shocking. I mean, Dubes, the fact that people are pulling down posters in cities around America, tell me what other group of people would face this. If pictures were put up of kidnapped victims, you show me what other group of people would face having posters torn down, defaced, protests happening when what has happened to Israel is genuinely unthinkable. This is anti-Semitism. This is anti-Semitism that we're seeing all over the place.
240 children, elders, women, soldiers been kidnapped, hostages in the hands of Hamas. Some of them are with American citizenship. Some of them are American citizens. There are citizens from multiple countries around the world that have been kidnapped over there. And they put this posters to just keep them in the minds of the people, to pray for them, to pray for their safe return back home. It's a crime against humanity to kidnap civilians, people from their beds, 6:30 in the morning, and take them to an enemy territory. And I don't know what atrocities they've been going through, these people right there, after we've seen what they've done when they were here in Israel, when they didn't have much time, when they were coming in, storming in and running out. And within the few hours that they were here, they beheaded, they killed, they raped, they destroyed, they murdered, they tortured, they impotent. They've done things beyond any imagination. So poor things that are right there in Gaza right now, and they've already a month right there. I can't even try to start thinking about the torturous times they're going through right there. And these are animals, these are not human beings. And those people supports them and remove the posters that are worse than these people. I can tell you something that I've seen the other day, protesters, so-called protesters, climbing on the fences of the White House, redressing George Washington's statue with Hamas posters and flags on top of these people. And you call it in America the freedom of speech. Let me tell you something. Herman Hesse said long time ago, the places where they're going to burn books, burn people, the places where they're going to climb on fences, they're going to shortly climb over the fences and going to hit those who are standing behind those fences, just like they did here in Israel, climb and flew over the fences to kill, destroy, rape, and murder people. Don't think that you are safe right there in this America of yours, in this ivory palaces where you're trying to hide behind. These people, incited people, they will come after you just like they came after the Jews, because Jews and Gentiles alike, in their philosophy, and Christy's been teaching us for so long about the 12 Imams and all these crazy ideas of Islam, what they want to do to all the infidel, not only the Jews. So we have to wake up together. We have to wake up and understand we are together in this war against evil. The war against evil doesn't end in Israel. It's only started in Israel. But Israel either ends it right now with your support, without any demands for humanitarian ceasefires, or hold your fires or do all these, poses. Please give us a break. Stand behind us. Push us forward. We are the wall fire.
Yes.
The wall fire of God. Stop this evil from infiltrating into Europe and into the United States of America. Pray for this, because if Israel will not be able to destroy this spirit of evil, nobody.
Yes. And like Doobie's saying, it starts with burning books. And, November 9th and 10th, 1938 was Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass. And now here we are, the show's going out on November 8th. It's a Wednesday. Tomorrow, the 9th and 10th, that's the remembrance that we have for Kristallnacht. And that's where it really began, where Jewish businesses were smashed, synagogues were burnt down, Torah scrolls were burnt. They started with breaking glass of windows. They started with burning books, and it ended in burning people. And so we said so often, humanity said never again, but like I keep saying, never again is now. The levels of anti-Semitism are the highest they've been in the US, I think, in ever recorded history. The anti-Semitism around the world is the same as pre-World War II, and we're seeing the cycle repeat. But we as believers, God always preserves a remnant, always. And we are those people who are called to be the watchmen on the wall. We are the people who are called to stand, to support, to pray. And so with your support, we're going to keep helping the soldiers. We're going to keep helping the families of those who lost sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, the people that lost soldiers in the war. We're going to keep standing, keep supporting, keep doing everything that we can in our power, trusting God for a supernatural intervention. We're trusting God that the Jews are going to thrive, of course, but we're also trusting God that the Christians are going to wake up, that around the world, it's going to become the majority of Christians that support Israel. Even the Pope calling for a ceasefire, nonsense. We have to trust God that there will be an uprising and an awakening that takes place where Christians around the world, regardless of denomination, stand as one, and that instead of us just being the small remnant that support Israel, we become the majority that support Israel. And that is the goal. That's what we're trusting God for. But again, we've only got a couple of days left of the fast. I'm encouraging you to do it. Even if you jump on late, that's totally fine. So download the scriptures, pray with us, go back and look at the scriptures that we had for each day, the prayer points, and let's stand together as a united front. I'm encouraging you to continue sowing. There's a red link below your player. When you click on that, just say Israel. You can text Israel to the number, and we're trusting God that as more and more comes in, we're going to be able to send Doobie out to be able to give more and more so that we can see more soldiers helped, their families helped, people fed, see them clothed, see them ready to be supported as they go out into battle. That is the goal, to be those people who stand and support. But Doobs, thank you for joining me. We're still praying for you, your family, everybody. And that's our goal this week, to continue to fast and pray. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. We love you. God bless. And we'll see you next time.
God bless you all.
Partnerships are vital to our global outreach, enabling us to take the love and hope of Jesus Christ to those who need it most. Our Boots on the Ground Partnership Program physically ministers to those in desperate situations all over the world. The Israel Partnership furthers Kim's legacy of outreach to Israel and Jewish people worldwide. We invite you to become a partner today. Join us today and be part of a community that inspires hope, brings restoration to life, and often healing from the past. Together, we can make a difference, and we thank you for your ongoing support.
So I'm sitting in this restaurant. This young lady sat next to me. And then we started talking about God. And then she started talking about the things that were affecting her. And all I was doing was listening. And then God began to give me the words. And I began to minister to this young lady. The restaurant was full of people. Tampa International Airport. And she said, could you please pray for me? So you know what we did? Right in front of a full restaurant. We grabbed hands. We stood up. I grabbed her hands. And I began to pray the prayer of salvation over this young lady. This lady was weeping and receiving Christ right in front of people. People were looking, man, what's going on here? I didn't care. I didn't care what they thought. I didn't care if someone would have came over to me, hey man, this is separation of church and airport. I would have finished my prayer and said, hey man, separate right now, because I ain't got time for that right now.
It might seem like we've lost favor for a season. It doesn't mean that we've been forgotten by God.
Amen.
Because God he didn't forget the Israelites in that time.
And sometimes when it may look like we've lost favor in an expected area, it's just a setup to receive a whole nother level of favor that he would have never had access to had he not lost.
He went from nothing to everything. That's what God does for us. God will do it for you. That's favor. Watch now at real-faith.tv.
You asked and we listened. We've taken your suggestions and we've made our already amazing Percale bed sheets even better. As a thank you, we're bringing these to you for as low as $24.98 with your promo code. And our new line of Percale bed sheets include everything you loved about our original sheets. Lightweight, durable, breathable, and they sleep cool and crisp. But now, because of you, they're made with 100% long staple cotton and the highest thread count to date. These sheets are softer and more durable than ever before. Plus, they come in all these new colors and styles. And you'll be getting 5-star luxury sheets delivered directly to your front door for as low as $24.98. Not only that, they come with our 10-year warranty and the 60-day money-back guarantee. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now. Use your promo code to save 50% or more. That's as low as $24.98. This introductory offer won't last long, so please order now.
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you by phone call, and then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high-pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.